Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here, and today on Face Off we're going to be talking about the Fifth Doctor. And the question was, what Fifth Doctor story with the Mara do you think is better? So it was asking basically, which do you think is better between Kinda and Snake Dance? Now, I haven't seen Snake Dance, so this wasn't a question I was asking more to get my input on, but I was curious to see how the voting would go in the poll, and to see what you guys would say down in the comments. And let's have a look at the results. With 105 votes, 55% thought Kinda was better, so over half. 25% thought Snake Dance was better, so a quarter. And 20% thought they were both equally rubbish. So, Kinda with a strong win. Kinda with a strong win over Snake Dance, 55% to 25%. I did not think it would be quite such a high margin difference, but I do know Kinda seems to be the one that is preferred over the two. And as someone who does not like Kinda, I rewatched Kinda recently and reviewed it. And while the last two episodes were watchable, they had good parts, had bad parts, but ultimately they were The first two parts were hard to get through. Hard to get through. One of my least favorite Doctor Who stories, especially classic Who stories. And the only thing I can take away from this poll is, if that many people think Kinda is the better story of the two, I dread watching Snake Dance. I can't imagine how bad that's going to be. Matter of fact, I was thinking the other day, at least Snake Dance is just a two-parter. I can get through a two-parter. If it's worse than Kinda, I can get through a two-parter. And some of you have probably already figured out the problem with that thought. It's something I just realized the other day when I was looking over the season 20 on Wikipedia, and I'm like, Snake Dance is 4 parts? No! No! I don't know if I can do a 4-part, even worse than Kinda Mara story. I don't. That season 20, that season 20 box set's gonna be, no! It's going to be a hard watch. That's going to be a hard watch. That's one of those things, as soon as I learned it, I just wanted to break down and cry. Let's see what you guys had to say about it. Shamrock Particle said, I used to think it was Kinda being better, for which it has a couple great set-piece scenes, but Snake Dance is an inversion. It is a stronger story with a couple iffy set-piece scenes. That one got away from me, didn't it? Kenneth Raymond Moore says, it's mind-blowing that almost 50% of people would not understand one of Davison's best stories. Of course it's Kinda. The insane amount of bad taste is absolutely mind-blowing. Kinda's terrible. Bananas Are Good, one of my favorite YouTube names, says, Snake Dance is one of those forgotten about Davison stories. Kind of torn between it and Kinda, though. I prefer the setting of Kinda, but I like the story of Snake Dance better. Plus, it has a young Martin Clunes in it in an utterly ridiculous outfit at the end. Pure comedy. I have no idea who that is. That must be one of those people you British people really know, and us American people are like, who? Henry Andrews says, Kinda, mainly because you're reviewing it, and I feel I at least know what's sort of going on with it. Whereas Snake Dance, no idea. That's how I feel about Kinda. Let's see. Bobby Factwell says, Kinda is a classic. And my reply is, says the guy that also thinks Delta and the Bannerman is a classic. To which he replies, Delta and the Bannerman is a classic. I do know he loves that one. Hudson Media, a fellow Who-tuber who does a lot of great Doctor Who audio pieces of music, some remixes, some original, says, Snake Dance is absolutely dreadful. It's really no better than Kinda. That's depressing and terrifying at the same time. It's just as cheap, the acting is just as bad, this is depressing, and the story is just as unengaging. Shoot me now. In fact, I don't think I finished it because I got fed up with Davison's era by that point, but I skipped it. Aha. I'll give it another go when the season 20 set comes out in the collection range, because my philosophy is you always know what you think of a story on your second watch. It's worked for me every time. Oh, Lord. I'm dreading Snake Dance. Joshua says, in my opinion, Snake Dance. Liam Neeson says, Snake Dance is far superior to Kinda. The main problem with Kinda is the story is quite boring at times and the doctor acts out of character at times. I'd make it a point never to argue with Liam Neeson. I live longer that way. I think that's one of the reasons why I like Darth Maul so much. He's one of the few people who's actually managed to kill Liam Neeson. It's not an easy thing to do. TARDIS Spider says, the Mara just does not work. I agree. JLBWHO says, Snake Dance I find more interesting. Who's also one of my patrons. So is Colin Coney, who says, dull, dull, dull. I was 5 when Kinda was originally aired, and I remember the Travel Machine. Was keen to rewatch it, so a few years ago I did, and boy was I disappointed. Apart from the bit at the end where they trap the Mara with mirrors and the alternate dimension bit with Tegan and the trickster type, I can't remember much of it now, and most stories I can remember, if not quote word for word. You're probably repressing the memory of it, to be honest. I have even fewer memories of Snake Dance, which means you're repressing it more, which depresses me. When I rewatched that shortly after, they just don't interest me at all, which is rare for Classic Who. Not even particularly rubbish, just generally unmemorable, which is probably even worse. And Nikayaku says both are rubbish, but Kinda is better if you ask me. Like, Glory is better than Pestilence. I think there's a lot of people thinking neither one are overly great. But Kinda won, 55% to 25%. I am not looking forward to watching or reviewing Snake Dance. I'm probably going to have like a language warning before those because I'm probably going to cuss up a storm. Well, there we have it. Kinda winning by a large margin. I don't like Kinda, so I'm not looking forward to Snake Dance. So if you didn't get a chance to vote in this poll, comment down below in which one you prefer or if you think they're both rubbish. It's always nice to hear what everybody thinks. I also have a Patreon if you like what I do and would like to support what I do. That does help me keep bills paid in the newer, more expensive apartment. There's a link to that down in the description below. I want to give a shout out to some of my top tier patrons, Colin Coney and Stephen Crane and Dr. Finn Perkins. I appreciate their continued support. As I do the support of all of my patrons, I also just had a new patron join recently, Thomas Simpson. I really appreciate him joining. I'm glad to have him on there as well. He has a really good idea for a video request too that I'm going to get on soon, dealing with the collection range sets. I'm looking forward to that. I also have a P.O. box. If there's anything you would like to send me to look at and review, that's down in the description as well, as is a link to my Amazon wish list, which I update regularly. I'd also appreciate if you enjoy my content and haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Don't forget to click that thumbs up button as well. Helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, and I certainly appreciate it. On the way to 1,000 subscribers. That's my goal in 2023, 1,000 subscribers. I'm on my way. Most importantly, thank you for watching.